Hey, Alan here with another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, my quick disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowship. I'm just here sharing my experience, strength, and hope in the hopes that maybe someone who's suffering from addiction will see one of my videos and seek help. Because there is help and there is hope. If a guy like me could get and stay sober on a daily basis, there's no reason why anybody that's watching these videos can't do exactly the same thing. So with all that being said, let's jump right into it. Today, what I wanted to talk about a little bit is the disease concept and how the disease of addiction is the kind of disease that tells you you don't have a disease. And for a long time, I was in denial of the fact that I even had a problem. I didn't know anything about it. And then when I found that I did have a problem, I thought that I had a problem with drugs and alcohol. And I'm sure that a lot of people watching this, if they're struggling with drugs and alcohol, they think that that's their problem. But the truth of the matter is that that was my solution, right? Because my problem centered in my mind and I didn't know how to handle life on life's terms. I just thought like maybe there was something wrong with me, like I wasn't getting something that other people were, right? That being said, like I used drugs and I used alcohol, and all of a sudden, like that made me fit in. I felt like I was a part of, like I wasn't shy anymore. I had courage and all kinds of other stuff. And that worked for a while until it didn't, right? And over time, what happened is the drugs and the alcohol stopped working. And so while they were my solution, they were never the problem, they were the solution. Once they stopped working, they weren't the solution anymore. And then I was stuck with me, and then I just used more and more to try to not feel and as a result, like, you know my story, watch some of my other videos, like it leads me to jails and institutions very quickly. And today, like I don't have to live like that. And so I recognize the fact that I still have a disease that doesn't ever go away, right? I think that's important that we know that like this is something that we could arrest on a daily basis, but it's not something that we're ever cured of. And the longer that I stay sober, the more that I realize that. And it's cunning, baffling, and powerful. And so maybe it doesn't come at me with like, it's okay to take a drink or a drug today, but maybe it comes at me with like, it's all right if I'm a little dishonest, right? It's all right if maybe I'm shopping and the lady doesn't scan a bunch of my items, and I think it's all right for me to leave the store without paying for those items. Like it'll start with that, and then slowly but surely, like it'll just spin out of control really quickly. And that's been my experience. And so like I'm never rendered white as snow. It's a daily reprieve based on my spiritual condition, right? And the way that works for me is that I need to do certain things on a daily basis. And for me, that's connecting to source, God, higher power, you know, whatever you want to call it. But it's a power that's greater than me that enables me to stay sober on a daily basis. And what I recognize is that power also gives me the ability to create my own life, right? But in creating my own life, a lot of times, over time, I start to believe that I'm the one that's in charge and I'm the one that's doing all of this. And the truth of the matter is like, it's just God's grace giving me another opportunity to maybe do something different with my life. And I'm really blessed, and I'm really grateful for everything that I've been able to accomplish thus far in my life. And a lot of that has to do with me being of service and trying to help others and sharing my experience with you guys. And so like that's the whole motivation for starting this channel, because I show up in meetings and I'm of service to people, and I have a business and I try to be of service to people in my business. But the truth of the matter is, like, we need in today's day, like everything is online. And so people find things online. So I would hope that maybe like we could get a recovery movement going online so people learn about it, so that way they could show up in those meetings. That way they can see what this is about and see the directions on how to change your life. And so like that's my whole purpose for this video, for all of my videos, for this channel, Like, one day at a time, we get to stay sober and we get to live a life that we never thought was possible. Take it from a guy like me that I never thought that I would be anything more than spending the rest of my life in and out of jail and on the streets. And like today, I have a happy house, family. I got things that I never thought were possible in my life. And if I could get that, I'm sure that you can too. And all we need is a little bit of willingness. So I know I said a lot. Again, I hope that you enjoy my content. And if you do, please subscribe, like, share it. Let's get it out to as many people as possible. So that way we could share a message of hope and know that there's another way out, right? And with that, have a nice day, and I will see you guys soon.